What's up? It's Susie from Hey Grill Hey, and today I'm giving you a 4-ingredient Neapolitan style pizza dough. It is slow fermented, thin, brown, delicious. You're gonna love this one, so let's do it. If I want pizza dough tomorrow night, that means I have to start my dough this morning. And that is because this is a cold fermenting dough. I do have another recipe for like a super fast fermenting grilling dough, but this is Neapolitan style. It requires a little bit more time and a little bit more finesse, but it is incredibly simple. It's only 4 ingredients plus some olive oil and very simple to make. Okay, we're gonna start with flour. Now, this is 2 pounds of flour. I like to do this by weight. It is about 6.5 cups. And this is not all-purpose flour. Hold on, I gotta pull this out. This isn't all-purpose flour. This is a specific type of pizza flour called 00 flour, 20 flour. And it is milled extra fine. It gives you a really soft dough, a really tender dough. It crisps up really beautifully in the pizza oven. Now, most grocery stores are carrying 00 flour nowadays, but if they're not, you can order some online as well. So set this aside. We gotta move on to our wet. This is 1.5 pounds of water. I know it's weird, but get yourself a kitchen scale. It's really helpful. Or 3 to 3.5 cups of water and really fine sea salt. This is just over 1/2 ounce of really fine sea salt. It's about 0.6 ounces or 1.5 tablespoons. We want to dissolve the salt into the water. This will make sure we don't have salt pockets in our dough and the flavor is perfectly distributed. Now, because this is a cold ferment, you don't need warm water or hot water like you normally would to activate yeast. We just want to make sure we don't kill it. And this salted water can kill the yeast. So we're going to take some of the flour from our mixing bowl, stir it into our water. This will make sure that the salt water doesn't kill the yeast when we add it back to our dough. I learned all of my Neapolitan style pizza dough tricks from Jack Carlisle. We call him Papa Jack. He was the head chef at Camp Chef for several years. He owned his own pizza restaurant and he came onto the Grill Squad, which is my members only educational platform, and taught an entire class on backyard style, Neapolitan style pizza. So if you're very interested in backyard style pizza, I will link that course in the description below this video. You can check it out. To our floury water, we're going to add in our yeast. This is about 4 teaspoons of yeast, or about 0.4 ounces. And then we add our wet mixture to our flour. Now you can mix this by hand. I like to use my stand mixer. We need it all to come together, and then we're gonna have to knead it for about 15 to 20 minutes. It is a very good upper body workout if you do it by hand. I prefer to use my mixer. It's a little bit of a cheater step, but it saves me some time. You can turn off your mixer, scrape down the sides as needed to make sure that all of the flour on the exterior gets incorporated into the dough. Once all the liquid is incorporated into the flour, set it to low and just let it slowly knead and come together. If you're doing this by hand, it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. I have found doing it in my mixer, it cuts the time down a little bit. So I will start checking around 5 minutes from now, probably about 10 minutes, it'll be ready to come off. Right now, the dough looks a little bit stringy. When it's ready, it will be really well incorporated, very smooth, and it'll be nice and bouncy. Took about 10 minutes, but our dough looks beautiful. It's still a little bit tacky, but it's so smooth. You can tell the flour has been really well incorporated into all of the liquid. So now we transfer it for our first little rise. This is gonna go from my mixing bowl into another bowl. I'm gonna get a little bit of olive oil in here so it doesn't stick. And then my pizza dough is gonna pop right into here and rise at room temperature. I'm just gonna cover it with a dish towel. And then 1 hour from now, we'll be back to portion it into individual dough balls. Seriously, look how beautiful this dough is. Now in an hour, it should have doubled in size. It's been about an hour. Our dough, as you can see, has about doubled in size. It is so smooth and so luscious and so lovely. The next step is to divide this into our dough balls and get it into individually portioned containers. Some people like to use 16-ounce deli containers. I actually just picked up these really affordable meal prep containers, and they're my go-to when I'm portioning out pizza dough. They hold just the perfect amount, gives room for the dough to expand, and then everybody has their own individual little pizza when we go to have our pizza night. So a little bit of olive oil into the bottom so that my dough doesn't stick. A little bit more olive oil on the dough itself. And then I'm going to turn this out onto a clean work surface and divide this into about 6 dough balls. These usually are about 8 ounces each, usually between 6 and 8 ounces for what I think is a really good, like 10-inch individual serving size pizza. Now you can eyeball this. I prefer to use a kitchen scale so that all my pizzas are pretty close to the same size. That one's too big. Still too big. Pretty close to the right size. Almost there. Still almost there. And close enough, 8.1. All right, just gonna roll this into a nice little ball. Pop it into the first one of my containers and kind of toss it around in that oil a little bit. And then on to the next. Ooh, that one was much closer on my first try. I ended up with 2 extra little dough balls that are quite a bit smaller. These are about 5.5 to 6 ounces each. So these are gonna be like some cheesy bread. No dough left behind. These are getting lidded off. They're gonna be popped into the refrigerator until tomorrow night. I like to give these at least 24 hours, but 36 hours is even better. It really gives that yeast time to slowly activate. You get a really beautiful, luscious dough that's super tender, but it puffs up. So you get those perfect Neapolitan style leopard spots on the dough with those puffy edges that get nice and dark and crispy. This is, in my opinion, one of the best pizza doughs out there if you have like a backyard style pizza oven. Perfect. 36 hours later and our pizza dough has slowly fermented. It's ready to come out of the refrigerator. And look at how much it's risen. You can see these beautiful bubbles on the surface of our dough. It's very shiny, very smooth, and it has doubled in size. This is a great size for a pizza. Now, one tip I will give you is when you pull your pizza dough out of the fridge, give it at least 15 to 30 minutes at room temperature. You can go up to an hour at room temperature. We want to take the chill off of the dough. It'll make it easier to handle, let even more bubbles develop. You can just see even opening it, all of these bubbles starting to move to the surface because it's warm out here right now. That higher temperature of being outside of the fridge will really kind of explode that bubbly process and give you a really nice proof dough. Once it's rested, it's time to make our pizzas. Now, I have a ton of different pizza recipes on my site. You can top these however you like. I'm doing this in a pizza oven. I'm shooting for my pizza oven to be about 650 degrees. You can also do this in your home oven. You'll want to turn it up as high as it goes, and I really highly recommend using a pizza stone. The stone will hold the heat, distribute the temperature evenly, give you a much better crust on the bottom of your pizza. From there, we simply turn it out gently onto a floured work surface. Now, we don't want to squish this. We don't want to reform it into a ball. We don't want to pop any of these bubbles. So what I like to do is kind of let gravity help me a little bit to begin stretching our dough. And you can pop it onto your floured work surface. Kind of just use your hands to gently shape the dough the way that you want. You don't need to do anything special really here to form the crust. It'll kind of form itself as you stretch into shape. Be generous with the flour underneath your dough. We want it to slide off of our pizza peel really easily. Just like that, our pizza dough is ready to top and bake. Today I'm gonna make one of my favorites. This is a hot honey pepperoni pizza. So it's just a little bit of marinara, some mozzarella, some Parmesan, some pepperoni, and then we'll finish it at the end with some red pepper flakes and some hot honey. Now, if you're doing this in a pizza oven, you'll probably need to turn your pizza a couple of times during the cooking process, and this dough cooks really fast at that super high temperature. You'll be looking at your pizzas ready to come out of the pizza oven in about 3 minutes. If you're doing this in your oven, you won't have to turn the pizza because the heat's even all the way around, and you can count on your pizzas being done probably closer to 3 to 5 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. You can see these beautiful dark crispy edges. These are called leopard spots and they are coveted. That's what we're shooting for when we do this long ferment and we develop all of these bubbles. The way that they puff up when it's cooking is a sure sign that we have kind of nailed the consistency of our dough. I'm gonna hit this with just some of these red pepper flakes and then a drizzle of hot honey. But again, you can top yours however you want. I can't wait to show you the bite on this style of pizza dough. You see the underside of this dough? Got those nice crispy brown spots. It's tender, but it's not soggy. It holds up. It's very thin. This is one of my favorite styles of pizza dough. You can find this recipe on HeyGirlHey.com or on the Hey Girl Hey app. You'll have to let me know what you want to put on top of your pizza. See you next time.